What do they say when you get on a boat?
Dope Nostalgia presents
All aboard! Let's go!
Get ready
Red hot!
for Sail Away Sunday.
Hey, here we go!
One, two, girl, I see ya. Just sipping tequila. On her third shot of tequila. Está loca de la cabeza. 4, 5, 6, I see ya. Round 7 tequila. From every nation. We're sailing away. Hola, mama. Hola, mama. Hola, mama. Hola, Live it up. Hola, mama. Hola, mama. Hola, mama. Hola, Live it up, girl. Live it
It's time to join me with some special guests as we relive the Sail Away to Half Moon Key NKOTB Cruise 2022. Hey friends, this week's going to be something a little bit different for you. I'm going to be airing my recent appearance on our good friend Raven, That Wahlburgers Chick's YouTube channel, where she interviewed me for her series, A Day in the Life of a Blockhead. We're going to be sharing my personal story of my very first New Kids on the Block cruise this year, or last year now, I guess you could say. So just to make things a little bit different this week, we decided, hey, let's release it on her platform on YouTube as well as my platform here on the podcast. So here it is.
Hey, Blockhead Beauties, it's your girl, That Wahlburgers Chick, aka DJ Cyberdoll. And my guest today is Naomi from Canada and Dope Nostalgia. Say hi.
Canada, hey. What's up?
Hey. So this is going to be cruise edition. So I'm talking to people that were actually on the cruise, and I want to get your experience of this past cruise. So before we get into the actual cruise stuff, tell us everything that you did to prep for the cruise.
Okay. Well, this is my very first cruise ever, let alone New Kids cruise. So I had a lot of good friends that gave me some advice on things that you should definitely pack. My friend Bird, she sent me a list of things that are really important for the New Kids cruise. That was very helpful. Things like getting your door ready ahead of time. You know, if you wanted to decorate your door, the easiest way to do it was for me just to design the whole thing on a big thing of vinyl and then just tape that to the door. So that was really helpful. Yeah. And yeah, just like I'm learning how to be a better packer. I'm really terrible at just throwing everything in a suitcase.
Okay. Before this cruise, have you ever been to Miami?
No, first time.
Okay. So then it was your first time in Miami. Tell us about that.
Well, it was interesting because, I was there for about 2 days beforehand just to make sure that my flight would get there on time. So I stayed with my friend Chrissy the first night and got to catch up with her. Then the next day, we knew about the New Kids pop-up store that was going to be happening at the Marriott Hotel, the one with all the construction.
Yeah.
So we walked down to go to that, and we ran into more of our friends on the walk. And then once we got there, it was really cool because they had a lot of the merch on sale early. Of course, Big Dan was there visiting with everybody, and Danny was doing selfies. And yeah, it was cool to be in Miami, literally, because honestly, it was rainy and cold, and I didn't expect that. It was actually that day 3 degrees Celsius warmer in my hometown in Canada than it was in Miami.
That's crazy. Yeah, because I was also there 2 days before, and the first 2 days, like that Monday and Tuesday, was hot and it was beautiful. And
Yeah.
and the Wednesday, like right before it was so cold and rainy. I was like, what?
Yeah, we all bought umbrellas because we were like, we weren't expecting this.
Yeah, I know I just got wet. A girl just got wet. But
That's where we were at that Bayside, where that market is.
the Bayside
Yeah,
Market.
that's where I ran into you for the first time.
Yeah, I know. I was there. Oh my God. And I had taken Victoria that day because she came in and it was so cold. And I was
Yeah.
just like, I promise you it's not like this. I was here for 2 days and it was hot and it was beautiful. And I don't know what happened, but yeah. But then tell us about what you did in Miami, because you actually set up a party at a karaoke bar. That was awesome.
There's a karaoke bar called Sweet Caroline. And actually, I called ahead of time, probably about like 3 weeks to a month ahead of time, and set up a reservation, and just thought it would be a nice way for some of the blockheads to get to meet up before the cruise, have a nice chill evening, because I know we shouldn't stay up too late. We got a big 4 days ahead of us. So we did that. And the place was awesome, but it wasn't completely what I expected, because I expected there'd be like tables everywhere and just relaxation. The place was packed with people, like, but it was like mostly standing room, because they only had a very few number of tables.
Yeah.
And it was also their ladies' night, and the karaoke host there told me that they are just really busy karaoke bar in general. So I was like, wow, all these men were in there too. And I'm like, what is this sausage fest? Where did all these dudes come from? And I'm like, did they hear that there's going to be a bunch of New Kid fans here tonight or something? And I don't know. I don't know what happened there. And I guess that's
No.
just normal there, because it was ladies' night.
I mean, Blackheads took over Miami, because when I went, because I did go and I was like, okay, I'm here. But I was with Victoria, and she's visually impaired, so it was really, really hard to navigate that crowd
Yeah.
when I was with her. And I was like, okay, I know it's not her thing, so we had to leave. But I was like, we have to find Naomi so that she at least knows that we showed up.
I'm so
And
grateful
then
that you guys showed up.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, and I was ready to sing too, girl, but it was so packed. It was like, where am I? I don't
It
know
was
that I
so.
can do this. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was worried that it would not be as much fun, because of the fact that it felt like a nightclub instead of a pub, and just because of the tightness of the room being all packed like that. But we still managed to really enjoy ourselves and sing a few songs, and it was
Mhm.
great. It was great. It was a good way to
Yeah.
start things off. Law came down to
Yeah,
do
I
some
saw him.
come hang out and meet everybody, um and
Rats.
also I believe that Joyce had her birthday party doing karaoke at another location that night too. So there was technically two karaoke's going on in Miami that evening that were blockhead related.
Yeah, and then the night before that, I was actually at another place where Mark Porter was throwing a party. And I mean, we took over Miami.
Yeah.
That whole couple of days, Blackheads took over Miami. It was amazing. It was incredible. It was so much fun. And I have never been to Miami in my entire life before
Oh
that
wow.
time. Yeah, so it was actually like pretty cool. And I just love meeting like more Blackheads. And then I finally got to see you in person, because we've known each other for a while, but we've never seen each other in person.
Yeah, it's probably almost been a couple years now.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my God, you're real.
I know. That's one of the coolest things about this whole adventure, whether it be the mixtape tour or the cruise, was just getting to meet people like that we've known online for what seems like forever now. And you just get so excited to see them in the flesh. Like, it was awesome.
Be like, oh my God, it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Immediate selfies. Let's do this.
yeah, let's get these pictures going. Yeah, man. So being a first time cruiser, right? I want to get your perspective of how, from your expectations to what really happened. Tell
Mhm.
us the minute that your toe actually hit the cruise. What happened?
Just being on the boat. Oh, well, just boarding the boat once we were on that, like, where the deck there, where you have like, it's like hardwood floor, and just like, just taking in the sounds and the smells and the environment. It was really like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm actually on a cruise boat, a ship. I should say ship. One of my friends told me, who used to work on the cruises, that you call it a ship. I was like, okay. And then just walking into the lobby there and looking up and seeing these big, huge column elevators, and like, it looked like a great big grand mall when you walk in. It's quite exciting and overwhelming to get on the boat and to see how it was decorated and all the new kids stuff everywhere. And then just keep running into friends. I actually stood outside where you walk in the door there for a while, just to see everybody come in and
Mhm.
greet people that you knew along the way and be like, hey, it's you.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like when you first walk in, like you said, it's like a grand ballroom. You feel like important, right? Then
Yeah.
they start shoving these drinks in your face. Like the minute that you walk in, it's like, here, would you like a drink? And they give it to you in like this new kids cup, and you're not gonna say no because you're in party mode. You're like, yeah, you're not
Yeah.
even thinking about it. You're like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. You see the steps literally had like the word step one. You could have
Yes,
step two, so right, you saw that. I
I
mean, it
did.
was decked out in like new kids memorabilia. The pictures everywhere. They had the standees for you to take pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, how
Yep.
was that feeling for you when you saw all of that? Because you're a first time cruiser, and we want like other first time cruisers to get a chance too.
It kind of gives you the impression that you're being set up to have an amazing 4 days. Like that we're not screwing around here. This is going to be a big deal. Like it that's kind of how it felt just seeing all of that. And then the only thing I found frustrating was waiting to get into the room because they were still cleaning the rooms and getting them ready. And I was like, I need to have order. I need to like get my wall decorations up, my door decorations. I need to like unpack.
I need to go so that we can go to the party, you
We
know?
can start the party.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. No, I get
So
it. I get it.
once we get into the room, then I was kind of feeling a little bit more like, okay, I'm getting my bearings now. But man, I had an interior cabin with no window and it was really tiny with my friend Diana, who's my new friend, who was my roommate. Um, she's a sweetheart and she was just so loving and like accommodating and she put up with me for 4 days. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
I had the same type of room. I always go for the cheap one because we're not gonna spend that much time in there.
No,
So
exactly.
I really don't need like, and I don't want a window or anything like that because I tend to get seasick and
Oh,
Did you get seasick?
no, but like I had the patches behind my ears and I had the wristbands that I bought off Amazon there. But just to be prepared, my sister, she's a avid cruiser. She told me you're not going to feel much at all because the boat's so large and da da da. But remember when we first set sail for the first couple hours, it was rocking hard.
Mm-hmm.
I was like gonna fall over. I wasn't even drunk. I hadn't even had a drink yet. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't even do this for 4 days. Is this what it's going to be like?
Yeah, no, and it was crazy because I've been on two other cruises. This was my third one, and it wasn't rocking like that. And
Yeah.
kind of made me look like a liar when I was telling people, "Oh, you're not gonna feel it. You're not," because you really don't. But then it did.
No.
Like, I swear,
Yeah.
I'm lying.
I don't know what the real reason was. I heard that it was possibly that we were running late, so they were running the boat faster than normal, maybe. I heard that might have been a reason, or like just rough seas at that moment. But
Yeah. I mean, part of Florida just got hit with like a hurricane. So yeah, that could be too. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. But girl, let me tell you, the experience on the cruise was amazing. So now once you got your stuff unpacked and you got your door stuff, what did
Yeah.
you do after?
Ooh. Oh, okay. So sail away party. Awesome. Get to see the boys for the first time. Then it was game show time. So like everything the first night seemed like it was happening like quite quickly. So we go I think we went before the game show, we went and got our dresses on for the Love Eternal night.
Yeah.
So we got all prettied up. And the game show was fantastic.
Mhm.
Like it was really cool because I was in group A. My friend Chrissy, she was in group B and she got to be one of the contestants.
Mhm.
So I got to see some of her pictures and video, and that was really fun. And we knew what to look forward to. But Donnie and Jordan were hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
Which group were you in?
I was in group A. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. When they started rolling around on the floor together.
Yeah, yeah, I
It's
was
like,
like, "Oh my God," I was right there by the stage, so I was like, I saw everything. They were like right here.
I'm like, why is this so hot?
I know,
So much.
I know. I was thinking that too. I was like, "Damn, I kind of feel guilty because this is like really sexy right now."
This is not the Disney cruise.
No,
This is not. This is adults only. And it's funny too, because like when John put on the blindfold on himself. So he's like, doesn't have to look at Donnie feeling his brother up.
Yeah, right. He's like, I don't want to see this. He's like, you jealous? Like it was, I mean, the banter between the guys, that they can be so comfortable in doing that to each other. It's just amazing. And we feel
Yeah.
that energy. And so we get into it too. And we're like, all we needed was some dollars to just like
No, it's cool to see how close they are too. And another thing I really learned about on this cruise, that cruise Joe is hilarious.
oh my God.
Joe is so funny all the time.
Mhm,
Just made me
mhm.
laugh and laugh and laugh every day.
Yeah, he's like, look at my face, look at my face. And then he just got real close. I love that. I was like, I don't know that I can be as calm as that girl. I'd be like, oh my God, he's like in my face. Like,
He did that to Chrissy too because she was trying to draw remix, the remix or whatever, and she tried to draw like a KitchenAid mixer. But I guess nobody got it.
no, I don't think I would have gotten that either.
So I
Oh
think he did one of those, oh, I love you, but what were you doing?
yeah, right. No, he is hilarious. So did you get to see him when he was performing like on his own?
I didn't go to the solo show.
No, me neither.
No, I was hanging out with friends on Lido Deck. I felt kind of bad about that. I should have gone, but I figured there'd be some videos I could go see it later.
Yeah. I mean, that's mostly for the Joey girls and stuff like that, which I was when I was younger, but I just didn't get to. I had to get some kind of sleep, girl. I was tired.
Yeah, that was like a day. Yeah, I had an excursion plan that day to go with the stingrays and go and snorkel and stuff, and I slept right through it all because I needed the rest so badly.
Wow. Okay. All right. So then you had the Love Eternal and then you dressed up. And so day 2, tell us about day 2 on the cruise.
Day 2 is concert day, right? Yeah, for Group A, that was
Mm.
concert day, and it was beach day. So Beach Olympics, went out to check that out. That was the only day I really got out into the ocean, and I brought my big blow up eggplant floaty.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and my Jordan sarong.
Yeah.
Okay, for the Jordan Girls, on his album Unfinished, he has a solo song called Like a Wave.
Yeah, I love that song.
There's a line in the song that says, "This, you're so wrong is so right."
Mm-hmm.
So I had a sarong made with his face on it, and the words, "This sarong is so right,"
Yeah.
across it. And I'm like, I was so proud of it.
Oh my God. Did he see it?
I was not in his line of view. He couldn't possibly have seen it. Plus, with all the people standing so closely together, and it's like the sarong is like waist level down, right? So no, there's no way he could have seen it, but
Damn. All right.
it
So you
was
needed
fun.
a picture and send that to him, right? Because only the Jordan girls would get that.
Yeah,
If they listen to the album. Yeah, that's pretty cool idea. I like that idea. I might steal it. Let's see.
steal it. It's
No.
cool.
Okay, so then when you got back on the boat, you got ready. What was your costume for day 2?
We did a group costume, the Do Not Care Bears.
The Do Not Care Bear. Explain, elaborate.
So it was like my friends Christine HK, Chrissy, Adrian, and Chris, and me, and we did a group costume where everybody was a different Do Not Care Bear. And we have to give credit to Chris. This is Chris from Ratdale, because he did such a good job creating the costumes.
Okay, go Chris. Ooh.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Okay, so do
And
not.
that night we had really good placement too, to see the guys and everything for Bring Back the Time night. We had a good spot to watch the show. But the concert,
Mm-hmm.
the concert was really cool. And that was one of those moments too where Joe was just so funny.
Yeah.
Like when he said, when they're talking about 1993, 94, and then he's like, "Where were you guys?"
Mm-hmm. And then
And
when
then
he started
Donnie-
singing another song, oh, but you remember the lyrics to that song.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then Donnie's like, well, they had to go grow up and get jobs and start families. And then Joe's like, yeah, and make more money to give us.
Yeah, pretty much. But John was funny too, because he was like, I don't even know the damn words to the song. I was like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love
Yes.
it. They're humorous. So
Mhm.
then now in day 3 for what was it, Halloween Harbor? Would you dress up
Yeah.
like?
I dressed up as Jordan in the Hangin' Tough Live music, the VHS video, the one where he wore the, I think he wears a fedora in part of it, but he wore like a gray vest, shiny gray vest, and that Batman belt.
Oh my God.
Remember that? So I recreated the Batman belt the best I could with my limited ability to do so, but I just used like upholstery tacks to put in the little studs and make it like as close as I could of a replica without it completely falling apart.
Oh my God, I have to see that. Please tell me you have a picture you can show us.
Actually, that's how I got my selfie with Jordan, because that was that night. He was dressed up as Maverick, sexy Maverick there.
Mhm.
And he was on his way out. Like he was on his way back to his room for the night, which we figured out when he didn't come back. But I'm like, I have to get this selfie. I have to. I'm going to be so sad if I don't. So I kind of like had to be a little pushy, aggressive to get through the crowd to where he was headed.
Mhm.
And then, which is against my nature. So I was just like, I'm going to make it happen. So the
Got it.
security just held me back and they said, just wait. He's coming. He's coming. So he finally comes around and he turns towards me and I lift up the belt and I'm like, I made your belt. And I don't know what he was thinking, because he had his like glasses on, so he didn't really say anything. But he took my phone and then took the selfie with me and him, and I'm holding the belt up.
Mhm. Did that picture come out okay?
Yes, it did. Yes.
Yeah, because a lot of the pictures, like Donnie did take my phone and take some selfies, but they didn't all come out so good because there was so many lights behind where I was that it kind of came out blurry and stuff. But I kind of did the same thing because I was dressed up like the actual wall sauce, right?
Were you?
Yeah, I was actually dressed up as the wall sauce for a Halloween Harbor. And I was like, Donnie, I'm your sauce. It was so cheesy. It just came out. And he laughed. He was like, girl, and just took my phone and like took a selfie with me. It didn't come out all that good, but the fact that he did that, it was amazing. And like for the what was it, for the Bring Back the Time, I was actually dressed up as Big Bopper magazine. Remember that? The one
Oh,
but
yes.
a functioning one, like you can open it. There was articles and posters and everything. And Donnie was so impressed that he signed it.
Oh, that's amazing.
And a
You
lot
put
of
a
people,
lot of effort into that.
I did. I was like, what is something I could do that nobody has thought of yet? When I told people that I was gonna do a magazine, they were like, "This girl is crazy. Like, how do you be a magazine?" I'm like, "You don't get it, but the blockheads will get it, because this
Yep.
is like one of the magazines. That one, Tiger Beat, Teen Me, Bob. Like, these are the magazines that we bought, that we used to like put all the posters up on our wall.
Yep.
So why
And
not bring that back?"
Bop and Big Bopper had the best pages. They were the best quality magazine, remember? Like they
Yeah.
had like the shiniest, thickest pages and the best pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even had the, what was it? The hollow, what was it? It was oh God, how can I forget? It was like the Hollywood something in the back. I even did that. Like I
Mm.
had everything in there. It was great, and it was like all lit up and stuff. So yeah. But there was a lot of creativity. Tell me, from all the costumes that you've seen, what was like some of your favorites that you saw on the cruise?
Oh, I gotta think about this. This is hard to remember.
There was so many good ones. Oh my God.
The baby blockheads were impressive. Did you,
Oh,
the
they were
four
in
of them?
diapers.
Was
Yeah,
it four of them? I think so.
there was
And
like,
their big diapers.
oh my God, right? And Joey got that. He was like, "Oh, baby blockheads!" Like he got that. They were in diapers, and they were
Yeah.
awesome. They were
My
awesome.
roommate Diana and her group of friends did a whole Star Wars group costume, and she was dressed as Chewbacca. So Joey had pointed it out and gave her a shout out from the stage. She wasn't able to wear it too long because it was so hot, even with the fan inside of it. Like, but
Mhm.
she wore it as long as possible, and the group of them looked amazing.
That
And
was awesome. I love the light up Pac-Man.
yeah,
Remember them? Like they were lit up, literally.
yeah, yes, I do now. Yes.
Awesome too. I love that. Oh my God. Oh my God. One of my favorite things about the cruises is looking at everybody's costumes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like for the people that travel alone, because I went by myself, I didn't care, but you're never alone, right? Because
Yeah.
once you meet up with your fellow blockheads, it's like a huge family. So could you
Mhm.
tell everyone what that's like if in case they're afraid to travel on their own?
I highly recommend just going and not being afraid because first of all, there is a way they do pair people up with roommates. So if you don't know anybody at all, your chances are good that you're going to get paired up with somebody who you'll get along with just fine. Um, but because the blockhead community, a lot of us knew each other from online Zooms and social media. When you get to the ship, you end up just meeting a bunch of people that you already knew
Mm,
or know already. So it was cool because I got to go with people that I'd already met before, and we just met up there, and everyone's really welcoming. So, everyone, I can't even explain it. And the very last night too, when it was like Donnie was talking to us, and it was like what 4 or 5 in the morning,
mm,
and I mean, some of us were pretty drunk, like myself included, but like the tears started flowing because it was such a moving time, and it was like, "Oh, look at us, and look what we're doing together." And I can't believe this is really happening. I had moments on the ship where I would look out at the whole party and just say to myself, 2 years ago, I would never imagined of being here right now. Life
right.
was hard. I was living by myself in the middle of a pandemic, and just to look out and see what we were doing now really moved me. And
Mm-hmm.
another thing that moved me too was Mama uh Putman
Oh
and
yeah.
her speech, you know.
Oh my
Jo-
God.
John
And
and Jordan's
John.
mom's speech was
Yeah.
just unreal. It was so nice. I had the opportunity the next day after her speech to actually meet her and her daughters
Yeah.
and take a picture together, and um talked about Canada briefly. So yeah, it was she was very moving. The whole thing was just moving. All the experiences that it's hard to grasp how incredible it was.
Yeah, she was a sweetheart. I had the pleasure of meeting her, the brother, the sisters, all of that. And I took a
Yeah.
picture with them too. They were all wearing like their night shirts and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. Yeah. And then,
Yeah.
oh, I see it. The night crew. Let me see. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
the night cruise shirt. I was actually
Yeah.
wearing this when I ran into them and they were wearing theirs. So it
Yes.
was perfect.
Oh my God, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. But she's such a sweetheart. And then the fact that John got all emotional because he's like, she's the last one. And I'm just like, oh my
Mhm.
God, no, don't do this now.
I
And
know.
I love that because you have those moments. It's kind of like a roller coaster emotionally when you're on the New Kids cruise, right? Because you have your moments. I don't want to say that it's sad. It's just very
It's not.
emotional, right?
It's not sad at all. It's just you get caught in the feels sometimes, and it's a good thing. Like
Yeah,
it's a good thing,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. And then you have your high moments, and and then you're crazy, and you got your drunks, and you got your. I mean, it
Mhm.
really is a roller coaster of emotions when you get on there. No one will ever understand that. They don't understand our fandom. I
And
don't.
Donnie had said that a few times that, you know, some people don't get this, but they're missing out. They are missing out if they, if they aren't
There.
there.
Yeah, then we become blackheads, and then like other people got celebrated, like it was Law's birthday, and they did a
Hmm.
whole big thing for Law as well. That was pretty cool to see. He
Yes.
killed it on stage, like it was amazing.
Oh,
Everybody had
yes.
yeah, right. They had like a moment to shine. Rat Tail actually got to do so, which I thought was amazing. That they
Hmm.
got to that was unexpected. I didn't even know about that, and I was like,
Yeah.
my God, like they actually got up there. I never knew of Chair Chatter until then. So
Yeah. Rattail and Chair Chatter both collaborated on that fantastic event where they got to play games with Donnie and John, and Chris got to learn how to FTF from
yeah,
Donnie, personal lessons.
I know that. Oh my God. So I gotta get them on and talk about that. But yeah, that was quite interesting. And it was like really, really cool. And so
Mhm.
now that you've actually been on the cruise and you've done your concerts and you've done your VIPs, how does this compare to everything else?
Everything else in life, or
Oh, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, of course. But I mean, with
let's
any other New Kids event and stuff.
um this felt more intimate with them than on the mixtape tour. In a great way. And just being able to see like the families of the guys out there having fun too. And I'm already ready to sign up for next year. I'm going to do it again because it was just so nice. And I've said this before about these events too, is like the friendships you make and the people you get to party with are the true blessing. And the New Kids are the icing on the cake.
Yeah. Yeah. I say that all the time too. Because
Yeah.
if you don't go with any expectations and just let the night lead you where it's going, you're just gonna have a good time. And you're just gonna love
Yep.
it. And you're
I
gonna
will
have
say
all these experiences. Yeah.
I will say this, it's very important to say, and I don't know how to say this shortly, but I've never seen a human being give so much of themselves as Donnie Wahlberg does. I remember one day, like he gets up, he does beach Olympics. He takes what, probably 300 selfies on the beach,
Mm.
right? Gets into the water with everybody, hangs out, goes, does a concert for 2 hours, then goes and does the Lido deck, and then an after party. And he just keeps going and giving of himself all night. He never runs out of energy. He just, and love. He never runs out of love to give everybody. I've seen him pick up a girl out of a wheelchair
Mm-hmm.
to take her on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And then they bring her chair up and she dances in the chair. He just gives and gives and gives. And I can't be more proud to be a fan of anyone than I am of him. Honestly, like he's unreal.
Yeah, I think he's a alien that came down from outer space because I don't understand how the rest of the guys will go to sleep. Donnie's still up, and
Yeah.
then he still does it after party. I don't know how you do it, dude. When do you sleep?
Yeah. No,
It,
he's some kind of angel from heaven.
I'm
He's
telling you. I'm
yeah.
telling you, he turned me. I told you, growing up, I was a Joe girl. Not that I don't love Joe. I still love those big blue eyes and that voice. But
Mhm.
Donnie just like stole my heart. You know, I
Mhm.
don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it, but it's amazing. And I love this fandom for it. And so now you said you're ready to go on another one because it's addicting. It's like a tattoo. You get one, you got to keep going, right?
Yeah.
So now, what is going to be your plans now that you know how it goes? Are you going to plan bigger
Okay.
and better for the next one?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking definitely going to plan out a little more now that I have an idea of how things go down. One thing I'm going to do is make sure when I'm going to put up a Dope Nostalgia banner in a better spot and a bigger one.
Yeah. Yeah, me too for Club Fabulous. Yeah.
I have to say the absolute highlight of my whole trip was the fact that Johnny took the time to shout out some of the creators. And he took the time to mention Dope Nostalgia, and that made my life complete. Like I was just shaking. I was so
I know.
happy.
I
I
was
was
there.
so happy.
Yep. And when I heard him, I was like, he mentioned it. I was telling Victoria, he mentioned Naomi there,
Yeah.
and it was amazing. Hell yeah. And he even
Yeah.
mentioned, because my nephew was on that show, and I was like, oh, so he watched
Mhm.
it too. So it's not like he
Oh,
shot
yeah.
out because he really knew who you was. That's awesome.
Yeah, he'd taken the time to listen to the show, and that means more than words can say to me. Like that he did that for me. I told him that in photo op the next day. I'm like, you made my life yesterday.
Yo, for real, right? Oh my God. So
Yeah.
now that's awesome. That's awesome. So
Mhm.
now you got the experience, you did the Miami thing and you did the cruise and you're gonna go now, it's gonna be bigger and better. Your planning is gonna be awesome. So if you can leave him a message to watch, because let me mention again, not affiliated with New Kids or Wahlburgers or anything like that. But if he does
Yeah.
see this, what's your message?
I don't know how to thank him for what he does for everybody. Just the amount of joy that he spreads is just unreal, and the world needs more people like him. You know, I don't know how he does it, but what an inspiration he is to everybody, honestly. I thank God for Donnie Wahlberg. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I don't think he understands the extent of the love that he spreads. That's why he has the spread love and love will spread.
Mhm.
All the parties, all the get-togethers, everything that happened pre-cruise, everything that happened after the cruise, everything that happened during the cruise when the guys weren't around, and how everyone was celebrating, whether it be celebrating themselves, celebrating another blockhead. It
Mhm.
is amazing, and they did that. They do that for us.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for being on my show. It was fun. I love meeting you in person. Huggies, huggies. And
Yeah.
yeah, we got to do this again next year. Definitely.
Yep.
So for the rest of
I
you,
fully plan on being there.
oh yeah, me too. So for the rest of you that were on the cruise, hit a girl up so we can get these cruise stories going and we can tell the guys how much we love them. Until then, stay safe, stay humble, and as always, do it with me, girl. Lift up them arms and go, stay fabulous. You gotta do it. You do it. Fabulous.
Yes.
Thank you guys, and we love you.
Live it up, girl. I don't drink, but I'll watch you. Live it up, girl. Live it
Join me next week for more tales of our adventures out at sea with the new kids on the block.